I think I
Check one,
already
check two, check one, check two.
I was drinking on the way here. So
You already good. Dog, we definitely gonna put you on camera. You just admitted guilt.
Yeah, completely.
Check one, check two, man. Check one, check two. We live in the building, man. This is BBW, man. Everybody loves BBW. That is Beards Bourbon Whiskey, man. It's the Beards Bourbon Whiskey podcast. This is the happy hour event. This is after we record our episodes for the week. And now we just get to go live and talk shit with people and shit, get drunk on air. So welcome, you squares. Everybody who checking in right now, man, you already know who I am. It's your boy, man, Q Lewis, holding it down live from the 48205. I got my man, Angry Principal, off camera.
What's up, everybody?
Dog, he's definitely in the building, man. Shout out to my man, Bo, who is still on vacation right now. But he's probably listening, I'm pretty sure. Because we live. Oh, you know what? We not live on IG yet. We about to go live on IG too. Real quick for people who want to be on IG and maybe come in and talk with us, dog. All right, so look, man. We did our show. We did all the regular shit, talking about whiskey, being whiskey snobs and shit. And now we got to talk about hood rat shit, dog. What you think about this T.I. shit, bro? I know we done talked it to death, dog. What you think about this shit, dog?
All right, so I listened to T.I.'s explanation this morning. Mm-hmm. And then I heard you all show yesterday. You know I don't follow this stuff at all.
For sure. Most people don't.
I feel like I'm going dumb just thinking about this
just
stuff.
Thinking about the shit, right?
I feel like my intelligence levels just dropped a little bit because of the drama. All that ratchetness.
It's a lot of ratchetness.
I don't do it. Yeah. But I actually listened to this because I was curious. I didn't know what you all were talking about.
Yeah.
All right. So in listening to the accusations and then listening to the explanation, basically what it boils down to is this. To me. Mm-hmm. And this is me. I have zero knowledge on pop culture. I don't follow it, so I'm saying this with a disclaimer, so don't trip on me for saying it.
Right.
It sounds like a threesome happened. They opened their bedroom to the wrong person. Accusations came out, and everybody else who's been in that bedroom has also jumped on the bandwagon in order to go off about whatever. Now, right. If you were partaking of whatever was being served at the house before you jumped in that bed, that's on you.
I.e. Pills Cosby.
That's an adult decision.
It is.
That is made between consenting adults to go in and have some fun. And it sounds like somebody fell in love, expected something more than they were supposed to get, and then now they're sitting there with their feelings hurt, and so they decided to bring everything out into the light. Which, you know, if you walked in that bedroom knowing what you were going to do, that's wrong. You know, you should have been quiet and kept it to yourself. Instead of trying to take advantage of the situation. But that's just me on the outside looking in with zero knowledge of pop culture.
Right.
I want y'all to understand this. This is from a guy who does not follow this stuff. So that's where I am with the whole T.I. thing.
Right. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Patrice, what up, though? Says she need that sign behind me. Yes, for sure, man. Shout out to my OG, man. Rest in peace. My OG helped me steal that street sign. Shout out to my baby. But, yeah, dog, that shit just... So... I did feel a little differently about it after I heard T.I.'s explanation and shit. And a lot of shit got brought to light that I didn't realize, you know, about what he was saying about how people try to get you in court basically on whatever to be able to question you under oath about possibly some other shit. So I never even looked at it from that standpoint. Like, the only thing I was afraid of yesterday is just I want to be like, dog, I don't believe that shit. Like, I want to jump right off and say, like, fuck that, she lying, that type of shit. But I'm also afraid to be pinpointed as the person who's shaming the victim. You know, like, this is a thing now. Like, you can't even really say what you want to say, but because in fear of insulting some group of people and shit, right? So this is kind of a fucked up thing.
I get it.
At the end of the day, though, I also do realize that there are a lot of opportunists. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but what I do say to women all the time, I know this is probably easier said than done, but like when shit happen, I need you to say that shit right now. Cause like the longer you wait, the more you go get comments like this where like niggas don't believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it sounds like an opportune situation and shit. So like, ladies, I know this tough on motherfuckers, like, for real. Like, I understand that. But at the end of the day, though, when shit happening, if some foul shit pop off, you got to say that shit right then. Because when years start passing, I'm just like, yeah, all right, nigga.
All right, so when I was listening to your show the other day, you said something about one of the accusers from 10 years ago?
I think it was like 10 years.
All right, I'm sorry, but with all the opportunities there are to get your word out, you waited 10 years, and until somebody else jumped on the bandwagon to say something first, and then you jump on,
right?
That's where everybody starts questioning. Now, I'm a skeptic by just I question everything,
right? Question everything anyway.
If you got the proof, then you got the proof, and there's nothing else I can say. I believe you 100%. But at the same time, I'm also looking at how people are.
Right. Know, that's the thing. How people are.
People try to run scams on you all the time. So
24/7.
Seeing that and hearing that and listening to both sides, hearing you all's conversation, I don't know. I mean,
right. I don't know either.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I know what it sounds like.
Exactly. And I said that same thing yesterday too. And this is my thing. Like, with that, it sounds like it's some bullshit in the game. But at the end of the day, if any of this shit is true, them niggas filed and they need to be held accountable for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because my man Monk Money, shout out to my man Monk Money, who was obviously on one yesterday and shit. I think it was because of the shit that V had put together in our little cocktails that morning. But he was definitely on one. But my whole thing about that though is that he was just like, fuck that, they escorts and prostitutes anyway and shit. I feel that, dog. But at the end of the day, they sign up to get their little pussy hit. They ain't sign up to get their face hit and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, okay, they may have been sex industry workers, but at the end of the day, you can't be drugging them and whooping their ass. Like, nigga, that shit ain't in the contract. So I don't know if that happened or not, but I ain't gonna lie to you though. I cannot lie to you. The shit they were saying about Tiny, I feel it in my heart. I think she beating bitches up, dog. Because
somebody. All right, so I'm gonna bring the devil's advocate.
Okay.
So you fell in love with T.I.
Yeah.
Now you coming after my man, and I whoop your ass to get you out of my life. Now I'm saying this as the guy who will never say the words Tiny and T.I. again in my life.
Probably not.
I don't follow
that shit, right? I feel you.
But that's what it sounds like to me on the outside looking in. Now, if it's all true, it's all true. They need to be held accountable.
They need to be held accountable, for sure.
You know, but just on not knowing everything and not being a part of the whole conversation, I already got my opinion. You know, my opinion may be wrong, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's yours. Right. I figured it. I don't know what to think, dog. Whatever the shit is, I hope they get that shit together, dog. My man Cardio Cool's just checked in. What up, though? Queen Latifany. What up, though? Black Molly just checked in. What's goody? Let me see where else. Sunshine. What up, though? Just checking in on Facebook. Burger B TV. What's the dilly? Yeah. So we just recapping on some shit, dog. This is the BBW happy hour, dog. This is our live segment after we record our shows for the week, man. So whatever we talk about today is disclaimer. Is all drunken babble. So, because we are on our second liquor today, which is Elijah Craig. You can see that in the shot. That episode will be coming out in a couple of weeks. So we've already recorded that, and we're already halfway through it. Smoking a cigar, so I'm already buzzing. So please, be wary of some of the things I may say today. But anyway, with that disclaimer out of here, if they. I don't know. Obviously, they doing some freaky shit. I think that. All right, let me just go ahead and say this. I think that everybody who got a certain amount of money probably doing freaky shit. I just figure they are.
No, everybody doing freaky shit.
Yeah, you're right. You know
everybody.
What I'm saying?
That's just how it is.
I'm just wondering what happened to make her, like, you say you think it's like some money that came up short. Like she thinks she should have got something else,
or somebody fell in love,
or somebody fell. It could be that though.
Feelings.
It could be that. Trust me, I know because I watch Fatal Attraction all the time, so I always know that shit, dog. You ever watch that shit, dog? I know.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I talk about this shit. I ain't talking about the movie. I'm talking about the series on TV One.
I have didn't even know there was a series.
Bro,
that's how much I follow pop culture. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't do it.
It's a series on TV One. I know niggas who listen to my shit in the mornings. They probably tired of me talking about this shit. But dog, this shit right here. Niggas be killing the fuck out their spouses and shit, dog. This is what this is about, right? It's about like niggas mad about love and shit, killing people. Again, I tell this story every time, but dog, it was a dude on here who physically was in a whole new relationship, dog. Got a call about his baby mama having a new boyfriend, or whatever, from his son. So this nigga get out the bed with his new chick, leave there, go kill the baby mama, dog. Like, he don't want nobody to have her. He got a whole family now, though. He left his woman in the bed to go kill his baby mama, dog. Come on, dog. Niggas is crazy. Niggas crazy, dog. Niggas is crazy, dog.
Nah.
But yeah, TV One, dog. Fatal Attraction. So I'm just saying, shit like that do happen. Niggas do
It happens, but
Yeah, niggas do that
But
shit.
this one, it sounds like somebody fell in love and got their feelings to me.
Yeah,
and
then saw a money grab opportunity.
Right,
Yeah, for sure.
Since I can't have you, I'm gonna blow up your whole world.
Yeah, no doubt.
That makes stuff difficult for you. Now, saying that again, with no proof. I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the bedroom. I'm not in this situation.
Right.
I'm just saying what it looks like from a guy who doesn't follow this stuff.
Yeah. No doubt. I feel you. And it could be all of that. I don't know what the fuck going on. I hope they figure this shit out. I honestly, like, in real life, dog, I hope they lying. Like, I hope this shit is being fabricated. I hope this shit not really real. Only because, again, I said this shit off camera. And I absolutely stand behind that shit. I really don't give a fuck about either one of them, about T.I. or Tiny, like, as individuals. But the shit that they doing for the state of Georgia, and for, like, I ain't even go just say Georgia, but the empowerment they actually are doing for a lot of black people and shit. I don't want that shit to get lost. Just like with Bill Cosby, dog. Like, I didn't want all of his philanthropy. This goddamn Elijah Craig. I don't want all that work to why you laughing, dog? I can't say that shit. I'm like Philadelphia.
Oh man, that Elijah Craig is hitting.
That Elijah Craig is hitting. But yeah, I don't want all that work to go to waste and shit because of some accusations. Damn. What's going on here?
I mean, but okay, so only thing I know about, and like I said, I don't follow this stuff. The only thing I know about T.I. is she was in that group Escape and T.I. from Blurred Lines. That's about it. That's all I know. So when you say this nigga
said Blurred Lines. He ain't even.
That's
you ain't even going. Yeah,
that's literally what I know about.
Yeah, you De La Soul and shit.
I'm walking into this completely opposite of knowing who these people are and what they do and what they do in their lives and how they react. I just happened to see something because you all sent me the information. My cousin sent me the information.
So you had to check
I
it out.
looked at it like, oh, this is what they were talking about. I'm like catching up. So this is from a guy on the outside looking in, not knowing anything about these people and just saying, oh, this sounds like an open bedroom.
That's all it really sounds like. My man Jack J Podcast just checked in on IG. What up, though? Amelia, what up, though? Amelia just checked in, dog. So Amelia is 21, I think she is, and she got a SoundCloud. She a singer. And dog, when I tell you, like, she about this big. For real, like, she about this big. But, like, her voice is fucking huge and shit. Like, so when I listened to the music and I looked at her, I'm like, dog, that can't be her, dog. It's like a huge-ass voice. She like this big, literally, and shit. Shout out to her, though. Amelia, I can't remember how to pronounce your last name, though. But if you on IG right now, you see her on there. Like, click on her link and go check out her music. She dope, though. But, yeah, so right now, man, if you're just now tuning in, this is BBW, man, Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey, the podcast. This is the happy hour version, though. We've already recorded the actual show, so now we just, drunk babbling, talking shit. So anything that I say now, you can charge it to Elijah Craig and not my heart. You feel what I'm saying?
94 proof.
94 proof, and we almost through the half of the bottle, and I'm smoking a cigar, so it's definitely going down at some point, dog. All right, let's talk about some other shit then. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this shit, dog. And so real quick, cause I don't think both of it. Oh, it's two things I want to talk about. Cause Monday we coming back with this shit too. But today though, about the executive order to stop privatize prisons and shit, dog. So that's major, right? So it's something that you mentioned while we was off camera too. Is that doesn't mean that anything's gonna happen to the ones already existing,
right? But
that just means there won't be no new ones. So that's it's a step.
So all the current prisons, privatized prisons that are in place, will stay open. At least, and me just looking at my phone for a second to read what's going on. Yeah. They just won't open any new ones.
Right.
So remember that the pipeline for prisons is 3rd grade reading level. So when your 3rd grader takes his reading level test, his M-step test at the beginning of the year, if you're in Michigan. They're going to determine by that test whether or not your child's going to wind up in prison.
God
so
damn.
That's
seriously.
They literally know by 3rd grade. 3rd grade, based on this course, they can already tell. They can project the number of kids that will actually wind up in prison based on your 3rd and 4th grade reading scores.
Dog.
So that is where you kind of break up the cycle of pipeline to prison just based on that executive order.
Actually, I gotta ask you this, dog. So if that's the case, if those statistics are coming from 3rd grade, and you see basically, for privatized anyway, you see the profit in that. Obviously, if you got like, let's say, I'm just gonna throw a crazy number. Let's say you got 30% of these 3rd graders who look like they going that route. Like, is it crazy to think that they are after that point gonna start doing shit to encourage that number stay the same?
Absolutely. So
Right.
it's 7,400 and some change is the minimum level in Michigan for 7,500 some change minimum level that you fund each child in Michigan for school.
Okay.
For each prisoner in Michigan, I think it's $49,000 per
damn.
year.
For real?
Right. That's how much you budget for the prisons for each prisoner.
So it's more economical.
So it's more economical to be in the prison business than it is to be in the education business.
That's crazy though, right?
$7,500 as opposed to $49,000.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. So
That's fucking crazy.
They take that statistic seriously.
Yeah.
Because
Damn.
potentially, and this disrupts a lot of the prison mechanism, because you're gonna have a lot of people that were planning on opening prisons and buying up land further up north in Michigan to open up a prison. They can't do that right now as long as Biden is in office.
Right, because he got that executive order at this point.
So at least for 4 years, they're gonna sit on that property and just chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so look, let me ask you this, dog. And this is a fucked up thing to think about, but we live in a capitalist society, dog. We all trying to get over. We trying to get to the top of the pillar, dog. So if you were introduced with an opportunity to invest in a privatized prison, would you do that shit?
Thinking about my bottom line?
Thinking about the bottom line.
About my bottom line?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
do
you like mine ain't going to prison, so I'm straight.
Right. I mean, I hate to say that, but if I'm worried about making money for my family, prisons are a way to. If it's a publicly traded prison, then I would probably buy some stock in it and go that route. If all I'm worried about is the bottom line, it's financially speaking, you're gonna make your money. You're gonna make your money almost a better turnaround than most of the other investments out there. You know, they have all that stuff going on with GameStop right now.
I was just getting ready to say, bro. I was just getting ready to say,
shorten that stuff.
Speaking of which,
that is poetry in motion.
It is
watching it happen. That a bunch of Reddit users decided to manipulate the
market. They forced the market for sure.
They manipulated the market to their own advantage, which is the same thing that's been happening for hundreds of years.
Hell yeah!
For all these fat cats and hedge funds,
and they mad about that shit.
About it. And now that they're being taken advantage of, these hedge fund managers, now they're trying to get the rules changed and regulations in place that they've been fighting for the last 4 years. Hey, you lost money. Get over it. You bet that GameStop would fail. And these Reddit users say, no, let's prop up the stock and make sure that we can get some money out of this. And make a lot of money out of it.
Dog, they bang that shit out, bro.
And because it's still at 361 this morning.
No, it went from fucking $20 or some shit like that.
361. So
bro, that's
let's
crazy.
say you had 1,000 shares. Do the math.
Exactly, dog.
You made that much more overnight.
And
bro.
So
you have people making millions and millions of dollars, holding out, thinking the GameStop was going to be okay. And these Reddit users, they put their power in place. They took over the market, and they did the same thing these hedge fund managers been doing for years.
Occupy Wall Street, dog. That's what it is.
They occupied it.
They occupied that shit for sure.
They didn't just try to bring it down. They went in and took it over.
And then,
that's beautiful.
But you see what's going on now, though. Then they got it. They didn't manipulate the systems to now you can't sell your shit or you can't buy it or some shit.
Well, Robinhood,
okay,
is that what's that? The app where you take the change and
take the change,
out of whatever sale it goes into buying a stock or something.
No, that's the other one.
Okay.
So Robinhood is one you can make exchanges on, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
whatever your spare change is to go to that shit.
Right. So this started with Robinhood. Robinhood said, okay, well, we know this market manipulation is happening. Let's stop you from buying this stock, buying and selling this stock, and let's just shut it off. And what they did was basically bring the price down,
right?
So that these hedge fund managers weren't getting hit as bad as they were.
Yeah.
So they're losing billions. And because I'm one of your biggest customers, I'm gonna call you and say, "No, you got to do something to help me out here."
Right.
And they shut off the trading on GameStop so that they could not lose as much money. Because at the end of the day, you have to pay that money every single day. Whenever you trade it, at the end of the day, for sure, margin calls.
Yeah,
that's a real. When you look at that movie, margin calls, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And so those hedge fund managers got hit for billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing at you because you bet that
that's
the company
life,
would
nigga.
fail.
That's life,
the company
nigga.
didn't fail. You lost your money.
That's life. Exactly. That's life, dog.
You gambled. You lost.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that the stock market is supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be something that anybody can take advantage of. Of course, I know before you kind of made it like you had to have a broker or somebody who was really relevant on Wall Street to make like I guess what you would call educated motherfucking investments and shit. But now with all these apps and everything, like people just regular people, they just investing and that should be okay. If you fuck around and lose billions, dog, the stock market is a gamble. Look, it always have, or supposedly it always have been, but you already know that everybody manipulating the shit.
I didn't know that Cash App has a stock buying.
It definitely does.
Section on it.
And the thing about Cash App, what's dope about Cash App is they pay out quick as fuck.
Right.
Because the other shit you got to wait. You know what I'm saying?
So I went on there, and I'll give my personal business. I bought some Fitbit. I bought 3 shares of Fitbit just playing around to see if it actually worked.
Yeah.
So not knowing that Google was going to buy Fitbit.
Damn.
And they bought Fitbit and paid me out $7 per share.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this extra amount of money winds up in my account.
Yeah.
Based off of Fitbit being sold.
Exactly.
I didn't, but it's a gamble.
It's a gamble. Yeah, it's a gamble.
The little money that I did invest in,
it could go either way.
I wound up making $21 on it.
Yeah.
No, $27 on it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
However many shares, because my shares actually did jump for a minute.
Yeah.
But that was me investing $20.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you're talking about people who, then they was trying to stunt on that shit. They talking about people was using they stimulus check to make investments. So fucking what?
And
that's their money. What the fuck you mean? Right, yeah. And they was like, niggas was really like, they really mad about that shit, dog. Like for real. Like the whole thing is that the whole stock market thing was never really supposed to be for the normal Joe. You know what I'm saying?
When they give you your stimulus check, they want you to go buy stuff with
to put back into the economy,
right.
Not to make the investments.
TVs,
for sure.
They want you to go buy your clothes and stuff like that so you can stimulate the economy.
I mean, I'm glad.
Not go in and invest.
Well,
and those who did invest, good job.
I'm glad I'm glad they did. I'm mad I ain't had no fucking GameStop stock and shit, man. I got a bunch of weed stock and shit. I'm gonna tell you what's good though. The plug stock, dog. If y'all got stocks right now, man, you investing in shit. Try that plug stock, dog. I had got that shit at like, I think I bought that plug stock at like $9. Shout out to my homegirl, dog. I call her Lil Q, man, out in Colorado, dog. She had just posted some shit one day, because I was, dabbling in investments. And she had just posted some shit like, I don't usually give out free game, but like if you invest in this plug stock, right? PLUG, right? So I'm like, damn, let me check this shit out. It's a tech company, but it's got something to do with like electric vehicles and shit, right? So I want to say I bought that shit for like $7 to $8. I bought a few shares because I had a couple of dollars to fuck around with, and the shit ended up moving up to shit $27, right? So that's like a $20 jump. So I'm just like, damn, I jumped in real quick. So just on some regular shit, I just saw her. She had posted that shit out, and I bought them. Like it can really work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be long term too though. So like I don't want people to think that this GameStop shit is gonna happen all the time. Like most of the time, whatever you invest in, you probably ain't gonna really capitalize off that shit till way, way later on, unless you catch a break. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is something definitely important for especially our black community, dog, to really look into like really making investments and shit. And if you don't know how to make investments, because I know I don't. So like I follow a few groups and shit, like a few groups that give you tips and shit like that. Like I try to follow people who kind of know what they're doing, so I can kind of figure my way around. Or also just do your own research. Like dog, all the information is there.
Right. It's
tedious to go through that shit, to go through all the daily shit, see what CEOs is leaving, see who merging and shit. Like it's tedious, but if you do it, shit, you can make a couple of those.
Turn off your Instagram app for a minute and go to CNBC.
And go to CNBC, exactly, for sure.
Even the Fox Business Channel, they do give out some good information when they're not talking about politics. So.
Yeah. Right, yeah, we'll get into that shit. J. Cool said, yeah, the cannabis stock will come to benefit you. I'm sure it will, so I'm going to hold on to it. I had one little bum-ass stock and shit that I got rid of that shit, though, because it wasn't doing nothing. But I'm gonna grab a couple more, though, because at some point, though, it's got to. Especially if they fuck around, they really pushing for this federal level shit. Then these cannabis companies, they'll start really making money.
But you do have to pay attention to it. You can't just leave it alone.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
If you decide to buy a stock, you got to pay attention to see what's going on. If it's going up or down, if you need to sell or buy.
Every day.
And if you have a chance at a stock with a dividend reinvestment program as a part of the stock, that's your best way. Because if you can select that, because every time you make some money on it, that money goes back into you buying another stock, another share of stock in that company.
Gotcha.
So, Ford has a great dividend reinvestment program.
Okay.
Where every time you make some money, they go in and they buy an additional stock.
Gotcha.
An additional share of stock in that company.
Gotcha.
So those are the ones you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense though. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this too, dog, and I definitely I'm only just getting hip to this shit. Like I'm not all the way in tune, but in real life, if you got a few extra dollars and you making some investments, I ain't trying to be funny, dog. I'm being honest though. If you checking your motherfucking IG more than you checking your stock shit, then you ain't play. You fucking around like you playing. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was. I check my IG and my Facebook a lot because I do a lot of social media for a lot of different people, so I always have to check them shits. But like that's in my rotation. Nigga, I go from my what's the name of that shit I got? I'm about to tell you right now. I go from my Ameritrade to IG to Facebook, back to Ameritrade, right. Facebook, IG. Like that's my circle. Ameritrade is like fucking social media to me. I'm on that bitch every day, all day.
And remember, it's like going to the casino. So only use money that you're willing to lose.
Okay, because that bitch can be gone. It can be gone.
To lose. So if you got $100 and you're trying to decide, do you go buy something with it or you go buy some stock?
Yeah.
Buy some stock. Experiment. See how it is. Find something that you like, something that you heard about. And just try it.
Just try it. But if you got to pay the light bill.
Right. If you got to pay the light bill, pay your light bill. You're not supposed to be taking from the family in order to play this professional gambling ring that's called the stock market. Speaking of gambling, though. That's exactly what it is.
Sports betting, though. It's
open now.
It's open in Michigan, yes. Dog, what about that? Niggas going to be going crazy. And you can do it from your phone.
I think I saw one post where a dude bet $8,000 on the Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
Damn.
He'll make $250,000.
What?
$250,000 if they win.
Damn.
But you can only do that if you actually have the money.
The money, to be blowing that shit.
Take it from the house.
Yeah.
Don't take from your house in order to bet this money.
Man,
don't invest this money if you take it from the house. Take care of your house.
Because it's a gamble. It's always a gamble either way. Let me see. Someone Doo-Wop, what up though? He said, "What about the Chad Wheeler situation?" I'm not hip all the way, dog. So you want to get all the information. So apparently, I think something happened with his wife. Like he beat up his wife or some shit. I ain't hip to the whole situation, dog. So my dog Angry Principal looking it up right now. Anybody listening right now, man, got the whole story on the Chad Wheeler joint. Let us know, because I do want to speak to it, because somebody mentioned it Friday and I forgot to look up the rest of the information. Because apparently I think he beat up his wife or some shit, or they got into some altercation, and from what I understand, I think he got a black wife. So like, that's the whole situation. And then I think he ended up like resigning or some shit, like before the league could do anything about it. I don't know. I ain't all the way hip.
So Chad Wheeler is charged, offensive tackle for the Seahawks.
Yep.
Charged with first-degree domestic violence assault and domestic violence unlawful imprisonment after allegedly attacking his girlfriend over the weekend.
Yeah.
He also is charged with resisting arrest, and that's what it's going.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't hip to the whole story, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I think what people were saying, I do remember some of the comments. What up though? My man Miles just checked in. What up, cuz? What's good with you? Sean versus everybody. He on everywhere. He on Facebook and on IG Live. But I think what people were saying though was basically, now they saying like, I guess he has some kind of mental instability or some shit like that, so they trying to use that as a thing. Which, first of all, I think it's like this, dog. I'm sure he did. Like a lot of motherfuckers who play in the league have those issues. Supposedly the NFL is supposed to do all of that screening. I don't think they always do, or maybe they not doing enough of it. But especially when you playing on the line, dog, this is constant, every snap contact, probably to your head most of the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like you right there on the line. So it's like with that, I know it's some shit going on. But at the end of the day, how long is that gonna be the excuse? Dog, you remember? This is a throwback right here. A lot of people watching might not be hip to this, and I can't remember the name of that shit. Used to be on ESPN. It was a series about football players and shit. What was it? Damn, what was it called? Oh fuck! Somebody help me out here, dog. Shad, you on here, dog? It was called the Game Breaker. What was it called? Damn, it was ESPN, dog. It was a show about football players, like kind of like Every Given Sunday, except it was a TV show. But anyway, they really got into that whole situation about what these niggas' mental instability and how they was taking that aggression out and beating their wives and shit like that. And like that, they end up taking that shit off the air because I think that shit was too real. They was showing no, not the game and shit. No, Miles, not the game. It was on ESPN, dog. Somebody tell me that shit, dog. Shad, you on here?
Sorry, I can't help.
Playmakers, yes, J. Cool's my guy. Playmakers, dog. Playmakers was some real shit. Like they was talking about niggas on steroids. Niggas like playing with injuries because like they was on their last contract and they needed that money, and then they really started getting into that whole domestic abuse shit, and that's when ESPN cut that shit off because that shit was, dog, that shit was hitting too close to home, and they know that shit happening, right. And they allowing it to happen though.
Right.
They allowing that to happen. They was allowing these niggas to get all these concussions and fucking niggas like Junior Seau killing themselves because they know they going through that shit. I seen a special with fucking what's his name from the Bears, the '85 Bears, McMahon, right? Dog, he fucked up. I'm talking about he fucked up. Like he to the point now that he's seeing a physician. I think they said 2 or 3 times a week, and this nigga literally have to play. He have to fuck with puzzles and shit in order to make his mind like still activated or whatever. Because it's some shit like, I don't know how they explain it. It's like at the bottom of his brain, it's like it shook loose or something. Like, so if he don't do that, like he go completely like it's gonna stop functioning.
That man took.
Yeah.
Think about all the times his head cracked into that ground.
Dog, for sure.
That's gonna have an effect. And if you looked at that movie, the one with Will Smith,
I didn't watch it.
You gotta watch.
I gotta watch that shit.
It puts into perspective how the brain is shaking every time it gets hit.
It is. Yeah.
So think about how you feel when you bump up against a wall or something, yeah. You may hit your head on something, how bad you feel.
Hell yeah.
Imagine doing that professionally every day.
Right.
Jerome Bettis used to say,
yes.
Every Monday morning after a game,
he had to crawl out of bed.
All he would do was put a shirt on
mm-hmm.
and sit on the side of his bed and do his interviews. Yeah. And in the minute the interview was over, he would lay back down because he felt like he got hit by a truck every day.
For sure.
That's some serious
that nigga
trauma
said
to the body.
He said he wouldn't be ready to play until the next week. Like it really would take a week. He said it was times when he had to crawl out that motherfucker, dog. And you can imagine, because like look how big he was and then how he was running.
Yeah.
Like, so niggas taking that kind of contact, dog. That shit crazy. Doo-Wop said it can't be an excuse because when the motherfucker get PTSD from the army and they walking around with a sign begging for change, the world don't give 2 shits about them. That's the truth.
True.
That's the truth, and it's the truth because the NFL just know that that's their money maker.
Right.
So they won't throw that PTSD thing or that whole what's that shit, CTS shit, into play until it's time to cover up something.
I mean, if the armed forces actually acknowledge how much PTSD is a part of all the people that leave the Army, mm-hmm. Navy, Air Force, and Marines, they would wind up giving out a whole lot of cash to take care of people. For sure. That's something that they're not going to do right now.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. Miss Virgo, what up, though? What's popping with you, dog? Just checked in. What's going on IG Live, dog? My man Dale just checked in. What up? He said, you ain't seen Concussion, bro. You really need to watch that. No, I haven't seen it. That's the name of the joint, right? Concussion.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it, though. I do want to see that shit. But yeah, it's all of that shit is happening. You know what I'm saying? But like they don't even use that or even acknowledge that until it's time to try to get somebody out of trouble and shit. Which is a fucked up thing. Like I know it's an entertainment thing and they making money. And a lot of that shit they just keeping like under wraps because they don't want to stop making money. But I'm like, at what point though is it gonna be about people and shit? Like
never,
right?
Never when you got that much money. Now, how much is the NFL worth?
Shit, a lot.
2-3 billion a year.
Right, a lot.
People are the last thing that they
worried about. Yeah.
As long as they got people that are willing to come in and do the job for the X or Y Z price. Yeah. And risk their lives for it, they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, my man Doo-Wop said the government will never pay for their mistakes. Sad but true. I think that's true, dog. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they won't even pay us no reparations, so we already know that. We don't even get into that goddamn conversation.
I got a college tuition coming up. So
dog, right?
That's all I want is education for free.
That's all. No, it's only them 2 things I want: free education and free healthcare, dog. That's it. I think everything else we can kind of work around. I don't need no check. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, getting some money be cool, but taking care of some of those like what would you call it? Infrastructural things, I guess we'd call it. We good. Yeah, some of those things where I don't have to worry about paying for education or paying for healthcare. I think that'd be a good enough. That'll be good enough reparation for me. I don't need no check. Yeah, I don't need no check because that shit ain't gonna work right. You gotta have to figure out who to give it to, and then I don't know all that shit. I don't know how that shit works.
With 2 tuitions coming up, yeah, I'll
Hell
take
yeah,
free education right now.
for sure.
That's all I want.
Free education, and for those who already had an education, motherfucking loan forgiveness. Now, first of all, Biden, you can do that shit right now.
Yeah, well,
that ain't
he
reparations.
He put that out there.
He put that out there
as something that he would like to do.
I am not paying another dime until they figure this shit out.
And I'm sorry, but Democrats, it's time to grow up here.
Yeah.
And put that in place.
Put that shit in play, dog.
To put this bill through, right now, you have the majority.
Yeah.
With Vice President Kamala Harris breaking the tie.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do that shit. I'm telling you, dog. That's the type of shit I wanted. Like, dog, if we could get that, if I get some loan forgiveness for these motherfucking student loans, dog, life would be gravy.
But do you realize what would pay for that bill? Making Amazon pay their taxes.
Dog, that's it. That's all it would take. You right.
Make Amazon pay their taxes. My kids can go to school for free, and loan forgiveness could probably happen right there.
Bruh, you ain't lying though. Them niggas made $1 trillion, bro. $1 trillion.
$1 trillion on taxes. Now your own taxes. You dropping what 33%? You losing 33% off of every dollar you make.
Right.
So 33% off of every dollar you make at whatever job you're working goes to the government. If Amazon had to pay 33% on every dollar they make, think about how much money in just this last year, $1 trillion.
Right.
Do the math.
Right. Man.
Do the math. Now you've just paid for all these students to go to school for free.
Hell yeah. And repaid that little money y'all gave out for the stimulus.
Between him and Elon Musk, between Tesla, PayPal, and Amazon, you've paid for that entire bill.
Hell yeah.
Now we're not even talking about GE, Exxon, and all these other companies. I'm just talking about the top 3.
True. Damn, that's crazy.
That's it.
My man J. Cool said, I'm waiting on that. Waiting on that loan forgiveness. My man Dale said, I was diagnosed with complex PTSD and a slew of other things that occurred while I was on active duty. And now I'm retired. They still pay me for everything that has occurred while I was in the military. I am receiving 100% disability and can still work a full-time job and go to college for free. Now, see, his situation ain't always like that, though. Like, I mean, a lot of people's situation ain't always like his, though. And that's the unfortunate part. It's like when you put your life on the line, niggas that did active duty, I commend y'all because I ain't doing it.
I wasn't going anywhere near it, so
hell no, I ain't going nowhere near. So I commend y'all for doing that shit for real. And I think that anytime that a veteran, especially an active duty veteran, come back to the States and have to go without, that shit don't make no sense to me. Like, that should never make no sense to me. He said I'll try to give out the loan forgiveness because a lot of people be stuck paying for education until they die. That's for real. And then you stuck paying for education that you don't even get to use. Oh, that J. Cool said that's a simple solution. This shit there. It is though. Now that you mentioned, I hadn't even thought about that shit though.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Hell yeah. Let me see. Doo-Wop said, how about free trading skills or even trades back into the schooling system, because college is literally a system to keep money into the government pockets, that's for sure, and slow track their experience and adult needs to even get a job they went to school for. Now that's you can look at that either way though, right? So I think for the most part I agree with that because I'm not an advocate of higher education. And even though I have a degree in shit, I would certainly return that motherfucker for loan forgiveness. Like I really would though. Like if they say like we'll forgive your loan if you get back your credentials, I certainly will. You can have that shit back, nigga. Because I think for me, like when you not like no engineer, no surgeon or like somebody in like some kind of administrative position, like something like that, I think that I'm cool with the experience. I don't really need the paper. I think the experience was good for me. I never want to get that back though. Like and I ain't just talking about the bullshit experience. I'm talking about like the people I've met, the connections I made, the kind of the skill that I learned from taking classes. But like nothing, I couldn't sit here and tell you right now anything that I learned specifically from a class that has made a difference to me and shit. I think everything that I've learned, everything that I've used thus far, being an entrepreneur has been from experiences, not the actual day-to-day like class type of shit. So I think it always depends on what you went to school for. But for sure, I'll turn my shit back in for loan forgiveness though. Like you take your shit to zero if you get that degree back, man. I will FedEx that motherfucker. Whatever you need to. Well, I can't even FedEx it because right now it's still stuck at Wayne State University because I owe them a bill. But it's cool though.
Well, I am an advocate for the higher ed and the opportunities that come because of it. So the free education, if they're able to do that, loan forgiveness, those are things that are immeasurable to people's existence. Because if I can take that, like, think of somebody who has a bill for $300 a month. Let's just say $300 a month for paying a loan back.
Right.
Think of what you could do with that $300 a month as sitting in your bank account instead of being given back to Sally Mae or Fannie Mae or whoever
the fuck it
is, or whoever you have to give the money back to. So you know, that's a big deal. But the opportunities that degree has afforded me, or those degrees have afforded me, have been immeasurable in the lifestyle I've been able to live. So I'm a proponent for the degree. I think it's great. I think it gives you more options. And that's all life is about, getting as many options as possible. Get
more options, for sure. But yeah, I think just speaking back on that tip that you were saying about them just paying, like, even if they only pay a percentage of taxes, I think that shit, you'd be straight.
Yeah.
But it's, at the end of the day, it's a capitalist society, and it's all about getting as much as you can. Like, that's just really what this whole country is set up on, getting as much as you can, nigga, no matter what or who you have to step on to make that shit happen. My man Dale said, real shit, the experience is what holds the most value. That paper ain't shit in most fields of employment. Most of these jobs either want a piece of paper or someone that has the equivalent experience. And that's the thing. And that's where it gets tough, though, because you get somebody who come out of school with $60,000 in debt and then get turned down for a job because they saying that you ain't got enough experience. That make you feel bad. Like, that shit make you feel bad.
It make you feel some kind of way.
Hell yeah.
I get that.
60 racks in debt, and then you ain't got enough experience, though. Like, nigga, I would have had enough experience. I wasn't spending $60,000 on this shit.
So all right. Let me jump in on that one.
Yeah.
Experience. So if you're in college and you come home every summer and you go get a job at McDonald's or some retail job, you could have been at
I knew that shit was
somebody's internship. You may not have made any money.
I know.
But you would have got the experience.
Yeah.
It's all how you use the opportunities that are put in front of you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's going to work for everything.
Right.
But like for my field, it didn't matter whether or not I had the experience or the internship. It did not matter. It never came into it.
Yeah.
But people that I know that went into engineering, that internship meant a whole lot. And the fact that they took those internships wound up opening opportunities for them to do other things. Yeah. And so it's how you spend your time. Yeah. If you coming home just trying to make money, or you got a chance at a unpaid internship at Microsoft, you need to take the unpaid internship at Microsoft, because that's experience. And those are the things that you need to do. And we know that now. Depends on the job.
We know that now though, because like, you know, back in the day, it's kind of like, and plus it also it depends on like the household you coming from, right? Because you got some people who, I mean, going to school was an escape. Like, it was poverty and just everything at the crib. So you went away for that. And when you come back, it's like you fending for yourself. So like, it's hard to say to take an unpaid internship when you honestly need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, and I keep saying long game, short game.
I know. I keep saying long game, right?
But it's long game. Everything you do in college is about long game.
Yeah.
You know, you got. I
mean, I'm talking shit, but I did internships, so I know.
You definitely did an internship.
Hell yeah.
I took you to that motherfucker. So
Hell yeah.
I know you did an internship.
Right.
But
it was paid though.
But it was a long term decision.
It was. Because I could have came home and just like made some actual money and not had to spend money. But
and anybody who's listened to us before, they keep hearing me say long game, short game.
Right.
You gotta play the long game. This life is about more than what goes on in your 20s. You got to think about what goes on in your 60s.
Yeah.
So
40s.
40s to 60s.
Right.
You got to start thinking about that stuff, because it goes quick.
Hell yeah, because it's some decisions that I made that
right.
still catching up with me now.
Right. So
yeah, but I still one of those decisions. I always say this shit, and I guess we'll say it again. My perception of black colleges and shit was completely different when I was in high school, and even that first year of college. Completely different. Yeah, obviously we got to see the Tuskegee there. Yeah. Angry Principal told me originally, like, dog, you should really consider going to a black college. And again, I tell the story all the time. My thing was I was never good at, and I got a story about that too, but I was never good at school for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like if I went to a black college, I was going to be distracted and like end up just being a local. You know what I'm saying? Like, and never get my degree. But then years later, after I looked back on it, I understood something he had already been trying to tell me, is that the thing about black colleges is that it's going to be more people there that look like you and more people who are actually interested in your best interest, so they wouldn't let you fail. Now, see, I never looked at it like that. I always looked at it like I'm gonna go down this motherfucking party up, see all these fine women and shit, have 6 baby mamas, and just be stuck in Atlanta somewhere at one of the AUC areas and shit. But I'm looking back on it now, and I should have been looking at it the way he said it originally, and just take advantage of a situation where more people look like you and should possibly be more invested in your best interest or your future. So I say all that to say now that I think it's definitely a time to change that whole mindset. So I think that if you got kids getting ready to go to school, you do want to encourage them to at least take a look into the option of black colleges. Like for me, in my head, I just never even seen it as an opportunity or something I should take advantage of. So Ivy just checked in. What up, though? One of our future political leaders there. But yeah, so that's just my thing on that, dog. We just got way off on a tangent because, again, like I told you, this is BBW, the happy hour, and I'm probably like drunk now, so I'm just rambling on. But all right, so we was talking about, what was we talking about originally though before we even got on this shit?
Yeah, Elijah Craig.
Yes, right, because I got complete. Oh, I know what it was. All right, so yeah, I was saying about how I was never good at school and everything, and that's why I decided that possibly a black college wasn't gonna be for me, because I was just afraid there was gonna be too many distractions and shit, right? But the other day, some funny shit. I was talking to you doing that shit again?
I'm trying it.
I was talking to Shad, man, my nephew. Shout out to Shad from the Shad versus Everybody podcast, and he asked me some shit. It was funny. I had to laugh, but it's true. He was like, "Dog, he's like, I always hear you say like about how you wasn't good at school and shit, and how you didn't really want to go to a black college because you didn't think you was go, make it and shit because you wasn't good at school." He's like, "But dog, whenever I don't know shit, like I always ask you, like, and you like know so much shit, like, so why you wasn't good at school, right?" So I was just like, damn, that is true. Like I honestly, I ain't gonna hold you up, dog. I kind of know a lot of shit, but I've never been, I ain't saying I'm stupid. I just never been good at school. Like I just, like the whole studying and taking notes shit, like I'm just not good at that. I know shit though, but you know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm relatively smart, but I don't do school well. So I just thought that was gonna be a thing. But when I say that, I hope people don't get that misconstrued when I say I'm not good at school, like I was fucking stupid. It's just like maybe I just didn't apply myself, or like the school structure just wasn't for me and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a struggle getting out of college, dog.
It's a struggle for everybody.
It took me 7 years to get out. It's like I should have had a doctor's degree, nigga. I went to 3 different schools, nigga. Like I took time off, went back part time. I was doing all kind of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? But I finally got up out of there. My man Dale said, "Bro, you actually smarter than you give yourself credit for. Quit tripping." Like I ain't even gonna say I'm smart. I just know some shit sometimes. That's about it. That's cause I know smart motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I know smart motherfuckers. I told
my wife, "Hey, I know a whole lot of useless knowledge."
Dog, that's all I know. Like, dog, speaking of her though, that's a smart motherfucker. Like she an egghead. Like she a smart motherfucker. Yeah. I was never that, dog. Like I just know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, dog. If YouTube was like it was now, back then, I probably wouldn't have went to college.
Dog, learn everything on YouTube.
Learn everything. Dog, I swear to God, dog. If YouTube was like it was, and I don't want to say that to discourage anyone from going to college, because honestly, go to college, dog, for sure. If you don't go to college for the education, go for the experience. But go. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people that all the time. Like, because college really it's really not for everybody. But I think it's for everybody to give it a shot to see if you like it. Because if you trying to base your experience off somebody else's experience, like, it's never gonna work. You got to go experience that shit for yourself.
Right.
So you listening to me, I'm just talking shit. Like, you need to go figure that shit out for yourself.
You listen to me, you be hyped, you be ready to go. So
right, you be ready to try out for the band and all kind of shit. All right, man. Shit, what else we gonna talk about before we get out here? Or is it just time to get back to drinking?
It's definitely time to drink. So
it's definitely time to drink.
Like I told you earlier, after a great week, this is the way to chill.
For sure, I feel you. Let me see if there's anything of importance that we can tap on before we get out of here. I think we talked about everything. I'm about ready to really chill and crack this top some more. So I think that's gonna be it, dog. I think that's gonna be it for our happy hour today, man. Don't forget that the new episode of Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey podcast is dropping this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on eblockradio.com. It is something I want to talk about before we get out of here. Motherfucking vaccine, dog. So Monday we go do a show. We go do a show about the vaccine, and we go do like a real factual show, right? So I gotta do some more research. But we go do some factual shit about like the amount of people that's taking it. Is it actually working, and what people are willing to, like, basically what are people willing to like sacrifice in order to not take it, right? And that question comes from this, because I am afraid that once things do start opening back up, like, you probably not gonna be able to travel for real, like, if you don't get that vaccination. So I'm just gonna ask you this real quick. We gonna touch on it a little bit, and then we gonna get up out of here. But on that note, if you had to get the vaccine in order to travel, like, would you take it for that reason, or are you even an opponent of it at all? I guess I never asked you.
Okay, so having gone to school in Tuskegee, Alabama, everybody knows about the Tuskegee experiment, and if you have not if you don't know about it,
Google it.
I think you should take some time to actually find out what happened. Just to give you an example of how deep that stuff is, when I was in school, I actually had to take a syphilis test just to get into the School of Education. Now, this is 50 years after the Tuskegee experiment was going on, or 30 years after the Tuskegee experiment was going on. Right. They're still testing people for syphilis down there because the effects of syphilis are long term.
Damn,
so that's
generational.
Still something it's a generational issue. Hell yeah. So yeah, I am watching the people that I know that have taken the test to see how they react. Yes, I'm a little bit leery about taking it, but I know for my job I'm going to have to do it. There's no way around it. It's going to be something that I'm just going to have to do no matter what, because I'm exposed to too many people every single day that not having that backup in place. It's just stupid for me not to do it now. I'm going to be wearing my mask for the next couple of years. I'm not taking that mask off. I'm sorry, y'all. There's too many germs coming from you all for me not to cover up. Love everybody I know, but I'm covering up. Look, I'm still wearing gloves when I go out in public. When I go to Walmart or something to get grocery, Kroger, I'm still wearing gloves as well as my mask. I'm not playing around with this. Y'all don't make it. I'm not dying for you all. It's just not happening.
Angry principal say he holler at y'all in 2024.
Right, exactly. Well, I'll visit your graves. Y'all can go ahead and die on me. I don't care. But I'm staying protected. So I know I'm gonna have to take it. I don't want to. I'll be very honest. I don't want to, because I'm leery about something that came out this fast, this quick. And what the effects are, where 95% of the Moderna and one of the others is 95%, whereas the Johnson & Johnson is only 75%. But I didn't know until recently that most of your flu shots are only 45%. 45? 45% effective.
That's fucking waste of time.
Right. So
I might as well risk it with
but they
drinking
tell
some
everybody
oranges.
to take your flu shot with only 45% success rate. So these others are talking about 95 and 75. Okay, that's a lot better than what we were dealing with before. But you still have a vaccine that's come to market in less than a year. When normally it takes 3 or 4 years for the stuff to be approved.
True.
So yeah, I'm a little leery. So am I on the fence completely? Have I dropped on one side or the other? No. I'm still trying to see how the people that I know who have taken it, whether or not they grow another head or another arm on their back or something like that, or they have anal leakage or whatever. I'm trying to see what happens. I'm paying close attention.
This nigga said anal leakage, dog.
You know them side effects. You know them side effects they talk about on those commercials. Hey, this stuff is real, so I want to see what happens, but I'm most likely gonna have to take it.
All right, for sure. My bro Dale said he coming through at 6. All right, pull up, dog. We got liquor left. We got whiskey and bourbon left. Not much, I ain't got nothing else under there other than that sweet shit.
We'll find something.
We'll find something for sure. Yeah. So yeah, pull up on me, dog. We here. Let me see. Ivy said we should do a show on sex trafficking. I am interested in that, Ivy, and for real, I want to do it, but like if we do it, I need you to be on here. Like I need you, because I know you speak to that. Like that's one of your platforms. So when we do that, we put something together. We have you on the show so you can speak. Like, you know what I'm saying.
We got to find a way to have some happy music or something on here, because that sex trafficking is a depressing subject.
It can be.
It will have you in a state for a minute. So
it can definitely be.
We got to be ready for that one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, we go have you on and we can have that conversation for sure. But yeah, on that note, dog, we about to finish drinking. So matter of fact, my dog, if you about to pull up, you might want to bring another bottle with you, because we about halfway through this 5th, and by the time you get here, it might be gone. So
it was a good week, bro.
It was a good week. So anything you want to bring, bourbon or whiskey, though, I know you got he he a little connoisseur now. He wasn't hip to it at first, but now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, he on that shit. He be trying to hit me to some shit. But he done drunk some shit, though. He done got his hands on shit that I ain't never even seen before. So, bless us with some shit, my dog. You know,
I want to have a
us.
conversation. I'm anxious to learn.
No, for sure. Yeah, me too, dog. All right, on that note, dog, for real, this time we gonna get up out of here and finish enjoying our shit. Don't forget, man, check out the newest episode of Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey this Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at eblockradio.com. We will be reviewing Duke and Dame Salted Caramel Whiskey, man. So make sure you check that out on Wednesday. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get a notification every time we go live. Also, down in the description is a link for our Patreon page. Become a patron, and you can donate as little as $5 or as much as $5 million. We will take all of that shit. So click that link, man, so you can actually oh damn, that's my phone ring. You can actually donate to us and the entire podcast network. So that would be us at the Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey podcast, the E-Block Radio Wake and Bake Show, as well as the Shop versus Everybody podcast, man. So you can make that donation now. Or if you want to make a one-time donation, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner or right-hand corner, or one of them corners, I don't know, is E-Block Radio podcast. That is our Cash App. So we actually take Cash App donations as well. So we can keep on bringing you the content that you love, dog. But it's time to get out here and get drunk some more, some drunkerer. So be sure to check out all the new episodes, man. And we'll be back on Monday morning, 10 a.m. with the Wake and Bake Show with me, my man Angry Man, and Monk Money, dog. So you can tune in. We're going to be talking about this vaccine and going over a few facts about that. And see, like, you know, is this shit really something that the black community should be weary of? Or should we be jumping on the bandwagon, dog? We'll get into that. But till the next time, man, you already know what it is, man. BBW. Everybody loves BBW. That is Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey, the podcast, man. I got my man Angry Principal in the building.
What's up? Damn, that's good. Bourbon Gill. Check me out on IG. And drink what you like, how you like.
For sure, man. And until the next time, and it's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Peace out, y'all. Get drunkerer.